can I record this?
Yes, by all means.
Oh, good.
By all means.
You have a great accent.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, but I can't see you yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my video set up. Could you give me a moment to get that squared away, please?
Yep, plenty of time. Where are you, by the way?
I'm just outside Lexington, Kentucky, in a little town called Nicholasville.
Where are you from originally?
As you could probably tell, I'm not from Kentucky. I'm originally from England, Greta.
How do you go from England to Kentucky? That seems like a odd transition.
Yeah, it is rather odd, to say the least. I originally came over to the United States to attend college at the University of Louisiana in Lafayette, Louisiana, on a water ski scholarship.
On a water ski?
Yeah, water ski scholarship. Yeah, good. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that I tell that I'm on a water ski scholarship don't believe me. Well, hang on to the video. Whoa. Oh, the video's just gone.
I don't have you anyway. There, I'm back up. Where are you? I still don't have you.
I'm still trying to.
Okay.
I'm still trying to connect my video back up. Give me a.
Okay.
Hang on a second. Yeah, my webcam's acting weird. Anyway, can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Okay.
Well, you must be quite a water skier.
Yeah. Well, at least so far as the active skiing was concerned. I mean, I still do ski occasionally, but I used to compete for the water ski team, for several years, and actually met my wife in college, and basically the rest was history. I moved around quite a bit with my work. I was actually a reporter for the NBC station in Baton Rouge up until about 2 years ago, and then there was a job up in Lexington, Kentucky, and I pursued that, and that's pretty much my life so far.
Do you get home to England very much?
Not very much. No. Really, I mean, the last time I was in England was in 2005, and no, that was the last time I came over. And the last time I saw my parents, they came over to Kentucky in November of last year. And that was a little bit of a difference, because the last time I saw my parents in the United States they came over to Louisiana in 2000, and then they came over to Kentucky in 2005, and they certainly don't miss the humidity that was present in Louisiana. I can tell you. I mean, I know you'd appreciate that firsthand, because you went down to New Orleans for coverage of Katrina, didn't you?
I did. Boy, that was something else too. What an experience that was. Out of all the topics I've covered for, I don't know, 15, 16 years, I don't know how long I've been in this business, it is by far the one I'm proudest of, because it was interesting, because when we weren't working on air, we were helping people. We were, rescuing people or rescuing animals, feeding people, passing out water, and it was all hands on deck.
Okay, my video's about to come up now.
Yep, I see that. It was all hands on deck. Oh, here you come up. Everybody was helping out, and everybody in the media was doing just a terrific job. It was by far the media's best moment, I think, ever. It was great.
Yeah. I mean, I was actually working for a TV station in Lafayette, Louisiana at that time during Hurricane Katrina, and we were actually rather fortunate in Lafayette, Louisiana, because we were smack bang in the middle between where Katrina made landfall and where Rita made landfall several weeks later. And we basically we didn't get the brunt of either of those hurricanes, fortunately. So, I mean, like, that area of Louisiana was spared a lot of the damage from Katrina and Rita. but we still had to take on evacuees and all the stuff that came along with it, you know. So it was it was an experience, you know, that I won't forget anytime soon, you know. And
did you go into New Orleans after the storm hit and see, like, I mean, we were actually in boats on streets. I mean, it's just bizarre that you're be on a boat in the middle of a downtown street.
I didn't want to be any part of be in any way, shape, or form be part of that situation, you know, because to like throw myself in that situation where I'd visit New Orleans, you know, like in days, weeks after the storm, you know, I don't know. I mean, it would have. Not to sound too immodest, I don't think me being in that situation would have actually helped matters. It probably would have only you know created more problems, because I mean they have their own stuff to deal with.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you know they're busy just trying to clean up that mess. You know, I mean however minor or however grisly that was in extreme cases. You know, and you know, but I have visited New Orleans since, and you know I visited New Orleans and Katrina was 2005, you know, and I actually went into New Orleans about 2 years afterwards. I went into covering a Saints game,
Yeah.
and you know even then it was, you know, there was still very, very visible signs of damage. And also went in to cover the BCS National Championship game as well. And you know they tried to put a good face on the situation, but there were still areas of New Orleans, you know, like the Ninth Ward, and you know that was still heavily damaged. You know, so and actually quite sad, because actually my in-laws evacuated from New Orleans. They actually evacuated from Slidell.
I know where that is. I know where that is.
Yeah, which was on the North Shore, and you know, and they've only just recently returned to the Slidell area. You know, they evacuated to Houston, and yeah, that's a mess in itself, really.
It is. It's been tough on the infrastructure there with all the people.
Yeah.
What do you follow politics?
Yes, I do. I do follow a lot of politics.
What's good? What do you think about it?
There are a lot of aspects concerned with politics. Really, I mean, the last election was I don't know, disappointing to me, to be honest, because I mean there was so much partisanship, you know. In regards to he said, you know, I mean, and they were taking petty shots at each other.
That's the way they always do it. That's the way I mean, it's not good, but that's the way it's the way it's been.
You know, I mean, during the whole campaign, I mean, none of the real issues concerning America were really talked about. Where was the whole discussion of the economy, you know, back in the latter part of 2008? You know, someone should have sent up a red flag during that whole election cycle, you know, because and it's only now that people are starting to realize how much